What's going on YouTube? It's your boy MotoJace. So for today's video, we're going to do an oil change for the CB650R. It's going to be the 600 mile recommended oil change from the manual. Oil filter, and we're going to do the oil, and I'm also going to install a magnetic drain plug bolt that I got from Amazon for a decent price. I did a review between the more expensive one versus the less expensive or the cheaper version of that. I'm gonna post the link below for the video, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to do a basic walkthrough of how to do it. This is a fairly simple process versus the Honda Grom because there's no gaskets that's needed, or rubber gaskets, what I meant. This one is the straight oil filter, the drain bolt plug washer, crush washer, and pretty much your oil. And so yeah, let's get on it. So this one should be a short video, and I'm not going to bore you with more talking and stuff. So I like to warm up the bike first before I do the oil change. It'll make the oil a little bit thinner, so it's easier to come out, and you should, so you could drain every little thing that's in the crankcase. And so my plan is I'm gonna go ride it for maybe a couple of miles back and forth, bring it up to temperature, and then I'll let it cool down a little bit. Then we're going to jack it up and do the process. Alright guys, so for this oil change, we need an oil filter, of course. Part number is gonna be there, right there. An oil drain plug washer. Of course, your oil, which is the GN4 10W30. For this job, since we're doing the oil filter too, it's going to require us for 2.7. It's calling for 2.7 US quarts. And if you just do the oil without changing the filter, it's 2.4 quarts according to the manual. And the last thing that I'm going to add is the magnetic oil drain plug, which I got from Amazon. So I'll post all of the links underneath or on the description below. And so yeah, so I'm gonna go take the bike for a ride, and then we're gonna get back and we're gonna start the process. All right, I'm gonna go warm it up. Alright guys, so we'll start by jacking up the bike. You guys have an option to do both sides, front and back, or just the back. Alright. I think I'm just gonna do one because this one fits just right. My oil pan. First things first, we'll take out the fill bolt. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 12 mil. And then the next thing what we do is you get your 12 millimeter socket, and we're going to take out that drain bolt right there. And then the next thing is your oil filter, which is right over here. Okay, so let's take out the drain plug. let the oil drain out, and I'm gonna work on the oil filter, which is right over there. So I'm gonna let it drain. I like to take my time and drain the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go spray it with some brake cleaner, just to clean the area. And I'm gonna use a rag to wipe it down. It's still dripping. Okay, so oil filter. As far as I know, you don't have to torque this down. You just have to hand tight it, and as time goes by, it gets tighter on its own. So what I like to do is I grab some dab of oil and just wet that area, or wet the rubber seal and the threads. I'm just gonna wipe the area just to make sure there's no debris, and I will screw the oil filter back in, and I'm going to just hand tight it until it doesn't go anymore. And just make sure that the rubber gasket is still attached to the old filter. You don't want to put two rubber gasket on it, and you're gonna have a big leak, and there's gonna be oil everywhere. Next thing is we're gonna reinstall the drain plug, but I'm going to use the magnetic one that I got. As I said, this is optional. It's not mandatory that you need to get like a magnetic drain plug, but it never hurts to have one or to use one. Now it's not going to be 12 millimeters anymore, because this is going to be bigger bolt. Well, the thread size and the length and everything is the same, just the head. I think this one's going to be a 17 mil. We're going to torque down the drain plug. We're going to bolt it down, and now it's going to be a 17 millimeter. Hopefully this thing would fit here. Okay, good. That's it. Once you get the click, boom. Just one more. Okay, done. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean it a little bit more. Make sure there's no oil. It goes in the exhaust pipe, because the last thing you want is a mark, or like an oil spot, a stain, I would say, on your exhaust. That's the new drain plug right there, and the new oil filter. It's all in, and make sure it's tight. And again, 30 foot-pounds of torque, or 29, somewhere in there. And then now we just have to fill it up, and we need 2.7 of the we're gonna do 2.7 quarts, and we're gonna see the dipstick and just measure it from there. But I will probably use a measuring cup to do 2.7 quarts. Alright, so we're gonna use a measuring cup and of course a funnel. I got this funnel from Walmart. It's a flexible one. And alright, so it's calling for 2.6 liters. So I'm gonna pour each cup right here. Each full capful or cupful is gonna be a liter. So 2.6. 1.6 more to go. Okay, so 600 that came out of there. So we'll just see with a dipstick and see what happens. Alright, it looks like we are on point, just in between the two lines. After you do, after you check the oil, just make sure that nothing is leaking. Check your oil filter. You also check your drain plug bolt and make sure that there's no leaks and stuff. Alright guys, there you have it. That's how you do your own oil change on your CB650R or CBR650R. I hope this video helped you guys, and please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you to the next video. Peace.